What is going on, guys? We are back, and you know it's going to be a good episode when we start with a kiwi smoothie. And I mean, we haven't had this in a really long time. It's been, what, like at least 15 episodes since we've indulged in the kiwi smoothies. So, I mean, I saved it for a special occasion, and I'm pretty excited for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoy it. Now, it is going to be a shorter episode, and that's why it's only going to be 0.5 of an episode, so I apologize for that. But quality over quantity, guys, and I have been working on a lot of stuff. Now, unfortunately, all that stuff isn't fancy, technological bullshit, all that good stuff. It's aesthetic stuff, and I kind of blame you guys for that because you gave me some really good suggestions last video on what to do with this island over here, and I kind of got carried away with making a lot of improvements that you guys have suggested over the last, 20 episodes that I was too lazy to do, whatever. Ever since I made this island. Whoa, okay, I don't know why my hover was off there, but that was a little sketchy. So I guess we can jump into this first island because you can probably already see the changes that I'm going to talk about today. But first off, I expanded the island. You guys said it looked a little bit small, so I was like, screw it, went and mined some more sky stone, which wasn't hard to get because there's meteorites all around me. Got that, expanded the island a little bit. Obviously, I can expand it more eventually because it still looks a little small, and I plan to. But for now, this is good enough just to see how it looks a little bit. And because this thing is so flat, because these are kind of like embedded in here, I decided we needed to add a little bit of another layer to it, and I want to add like a big volcano that has lava pouring out over to here. I think that'd be really cool, but obviously it's going to take a lot more time and a lot of skystone, which I did not have the time to get my hands on because it does take a while to mine. But so I added this little kind of like pool over here that pours into the general pool, and I think that looks really good, especially from far away, because it kind of adds some stuff to it. I don't know what to call it. Add some flair, some pizzazz. You know, just imagine me doing jazz hands right now. Some pizzazz. So I like that. And then obviously over here it's a little boring. I just kind of noticed this, but maybe I'll add some more fluid displays like on these 4 blocks right here, just to round it out a little bit, bring it a little closer to the edge. I don't know. Maybe we'll add something fun there. Who knows? But another change that I made was that you guys said it looked a little weird that all 3 of the flowing lava blocks were going through the island just straight down, and that they should kind of pour out. Now, because I wanted to keep it safe, I didn't want to have it pouring all over the place. I wanted to keep it to like 1 or 2 blocks. Obviously, that's kind of pouring all over the place, but I decided to just throw a block under the original source block, break the block right next to it so it could flow out, and bada bing, bada boom, we have a flowing block that flows over the edge. So I actually really like the way that looks, even though it's just a simple change. So I may do that to one of these 2 source blocks that are just flowing straight down, but who knows? Time will tell. But I'm pretty content with the way this island looks now. Don't really have any complaints. Obviously, could be bigger, but we'll get there. So now the next change I made, I have to credit to Brink, because he suggested this like 15 episodes ago. I'm pretty sure it was like the episode after I showed off my island for the first time. Brink suggested this, and I was way too lazy to do it, but it was a good suggestion, and I always meant to get around to it, so I finally did, and you guys can probably already see it. It's really fucking subtle. It's to silk touch blocks, like ores and stuff, and put them under the island with the stone. Now, the reason I never really did this is because this was like the only island that had stone on it, and it was just this bottom layer. So I obviously had to add more stone, so I added another layer to this island, which I think looks really good because it adds a little bit of a different color from just dirt. I made sure I put stone on that island when I was finishing it, and I put 2 layers on that island, considering this was the only island that had stone on it before. That was a lot of stone. That was like 5 stacks of stone. So yeah, added a lot of that. I would have added another layer, but that would take way too long, and it's really annoying because I'm sitting down here like, oh, break a block, oh, gotta jump up again, break a block, oh, break another one, place, oh, gotta go up again. Really sucks, but whatever, that's besides the point. So I went down and I mined just some, not really surface ores, but I went like into caves maybe like 5 feet and mined whatever ore was there. So you got like iron, copper, some coal, lots of coal, random ores, I don't know what that, or there's another ore in here somewhere. I think it's like tin or something, but I think it looks nice. It's a subtle change that you guys would notice it because you guys are Minecraft viewers. I mean, you guys notice literally everything. If I'm breaking things on the ground and I miss a seed and I was trying to collect seeds, you guys would be like, damn, Rage, you fucking wasted a seed. You're killing the environment. Quit life. So you guys definitely would have noticed this, but I mean, that's a good thing because it's a subtle change, but I think it looks really nice. And now that I know that it's there, I'm pretty happy. because it adds a little bit more color too. Like if you look at it from here, it adds a little bit more color maybe with the iron and stuff. And then I did that to this island too, and added stone to the bottom. Okay guys, sorry about that interruption, but as I was saying, this ore right here is the different one. I don't even know what the fuck that ore is, okay? Is that copper? Is it tin? Is, like, what is that? Really, it's yellow. Should be gold, but definitely not gold. But so yeah, added the stone here, added the ores. Looks nice. And then, obviously, there's one other change that is, what was it? What was it? Can't remember. Oh yeah, it's right in front of my fucking face right now. It's the vines. Now, these are growing pretty fast. I mean, I placed them maybe like an hour ago because I just remembered to make this change before the video. But the vines have been in the back of my mind for quite some time. I suggested that I have something coming off most of the islands, and obviously I can't just do water and lava. That would look weird as hell. If every island had either lava or water coming off of them, that'd look kind of weird. So I thought vines would be good, but then I realized vines can grow like really far down. I don't even know if vines ever stop until they hit the ground. So that may look kind of stupid. We may have to trim the vines every once in a while, but I put vines around most of the islands on most of the layers with dirt on them. So this one has it on both of these kind of layers, and that one has it on all three of the dirt layers. I think it looks really good, and it adds a little bit more color to the bottom of the islands, which were pretty bland before. So now if we're flying up, these islands don't look so bad. I mean, this kind of looks ugly because the vines are spreading just like they're just starting to spread, but I actually really like the way they look because it kind of makes it look a little overgrown, like it pulled up from the ground and there was some like, you know, grass or something there, just like kind of or plants or anything that kind of stuck there and they're growing now. I don't know. But this is better than water in my opinion, just because water, having streams that go all the way down like that, I don't think I could deal with that. I would go a little OCD for some reason. That bothers me. Even that bothers me a little bit, but I can deal with that for the time being. So yeah, I think that looks really good. And I didn't add those to the smaller islands. I have to think of some things that I can do with those 3 smaller islands. If you guys have any suggestions, feel free to let me know. Maybe they're fine without them. I don't know. Maybe because they're smaller islands, they're okay. Obviously, I'm going to expand this one eventually when we get back into bees or when I have a free day or something, but the other 2 are really small, so I don't think I can do much for those. So that is really it for the aesthetic changes to the previous islands. Now, this island over here that you guys have possibly seen a glimpse of is what we had last episode, obviously. It is our little enderman spawning area. I finished the island around it and did the same thing to the bottom. It isn't fully finished down here because I didn't have just enough dirt to kind of smooth this out, and I needed a little bit more stone. But we have the ores, all the good stuff, so I need to add some vines to this too, but for now it's good. But so the one thing I wanted to go over at the end of the episode, and hopefully you guys stuck around so you could see this because it is a genius invention. No, it's pretty simple, but there is some explaining to do because this does not look like your typical killing setup for any type of spawner, auto spawner, you know, regular monster spawn, like whatever it is. Because usually people use a grinder and people use a conveyor belts to move the mobs. And the reason is because those are really easy to use. The grinder kills things like automatically in a 5x5 area when it ticks, and the conveyor belts constantly move mobs to the exact space you need them to go. So those are really effective. The problem is I don't have those in this pack because this is the Ethos pack that I made based off like his first video. Now he added a lot of mods and then released it to the public, but adding a lot of those mods corrupted my game file because of the different item IDs, which unfortunately means that unless I want to start a new world, I kind of have to stick with this. I don't know if there's any way around that, but I don't mind because this was a fun way to kind of work with some other mods. So the fans and the spikes are things that I have not really used before. I had to look stuff up about the spikes to, you know, find out if they even damaged mobs and made them drop stuff. They do. It's just like a player killing them. So basically, I wired up redstone conduits, which I actually didn't know existed, all the way around, and when I flip that switch, it sends power to every single fan, and they turn on, blow the mobs down there, and then the mobs get blown into the center where they're killed by spikes, and it also sends a signal to the auto spawner in the center so that it can start spawning us some endermen. And then they die, vacuum hopper into this chest over here, and it's just kind of a crude setup. Other mobs do spawn in there because of the lighting issue, but I don't think there's any way around that really. One thing you guys mentioned that I didn't do was the different, like the dark glass that doesn't let light through or something, but I didn't think there was an issue with lighting until I tried it during the day, like maybe an hour ago, and it didn't work, but it had worked before, so it's kind of weird, but I'm sure it'll work now because it's nighttime, so I guess you guys can see it in action. So we'll flip it. You can see the particles go on in there because the signal turns that on, and now we just gotta wait for the enderman to come out. One thing I did want to show. Will they spawn? It looks like the particles stopped. I don't even need a door in here for the most part, but then it makes it really annoying when I have to go mess with stuff in there. But it was working fine up until now, so hopefully it spawns them. Hopefully you guys can see it in its full glory. But the funny thing is when you stand over here, because the fans, I guess, aren't affected by like blocks, it'll still blow you. And the same goes for if you're under the island, I think. I don't remember. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was if you're under the island. But so yeah, most of the time they spawn in there and you're good to go, and then they just get blown onto the spikes, they die, and occasionally they'll drop an ender pearl and it'll go into the chest. But I guess they don't feel like spawning right now. I can assure you guys it does work like 90% of the time, but obviously it's one of those scenarios where it works and then it doesn't work when other people are watching. So whatever, we'll have to live with it. I hope you guys don't mind. But I think that's where we're going to call it for today, guys. Those are the improvements I made, and it took a surprisingly long time. Unfortunately, most of that time was taken up by trying to prep to make an ME system and an ender quarry, but I kind of hit a roadblock in that stuff with resources, so I required a little bit more time, but wanted to put out a video for you guys. So this is all I could show. Next episode, we're going to be working on making a quarry and then an ME system, so you guys can look forward to that. It'll be no aesthetics, and it'll be just machines, which some of you guys love, some of you guys don't, but you can't please them all. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was Kiwi Smoothie worthy, and if you guys liked it, feel free to give it a like, and I really hope you guys give feedback on this episode, because like of all the episodes, this is the one that I'd really like your input on. And other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you later.